Steve's face. So, people, welcome to the Arsenal show, the new, improved Arsenal show. I hope you like the intro. It's not quite done. A few finishing touches need to be added to it. But yeah, it's getting there. I thought, do you know what? It's not quite done yet, but I'm in the final stages. So I thought, do you know what? Give him a little treat. A treat was for Steve as well. How you doing,
Big
Steve?
treat.
How you
I'm
doing?
fantastic, mate. I mean, I'm even better now after seeing that. I don't care where we finish this season. I don't care what happens tomorrow. I can always come on here and get the intro.
Yeah, just sit there and watch the intro all day.
Welcome
Welcome to the Arsenal show. Welcome to the Arsenal and West Bromwich Albion EFL Trophy preview. This is Arsenal's opportunity to get some non-point points on the table. Yes, non-point points. There's no points involved in it, but it's a morale boost. It's what they need. A big game tomorrow, and I'm sure there will be plenty of changes. Let's start with the team news. Team news, well, we don't know who's going to be starting, but we've had a little bit of team news, a bit of encouragement. Arsenal was still without the likes of Ben White due to COVID, Eddie Nketiah due to an ankle injury, and Thomas Partey due to an ankle injury. He's set to be back in the coming weeks, Thomas Partey. But Gabriel could make the squad as he recovers from his knee issue. He's been out since the Olympic Games with the Brazil squad. But he could be in contention with being back. But actually back in the squad and training today is Kieron, Gabriel Martinelli and Alexandre Lacazette. Also joining the first team today is Aaron Ramsdale, and there's news coming out that Miguel Aziz could potentially start tomorrow. And of course, let's not forget about the man himself, new signing Martin Odegaard, who could potentially be starting tomorrow as well. Steve, big game for Arsenal. Time to sort of get a win under their belts would be very important. If they lose tomorrow, it's gonna get a bit rough for Mikel Arteta, surely.
Yeah, it will get very rough, and I mean, especially from from people online. Especially if we don't get a win tomorrow, afterwards is going to be a bit naughty, I would have thought. But look, this we can't take this lightly. This is going to be a difficult game. This is a very big game. Arsenal, we all know, not in Europe this year. So we've only got the domestic cups and the league to play for this year. So this is a bigger game than normal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting to see a full side out tomorrow. I don't want to see half a sides. I don't want to see players rested. Like I said, this is a massive football match, and there's a trophy at the end of it. But look, West Brom are playing well. Second top, unbeaten so far, leading goal scorers.
It was a 4-0 victory against Sheffield United on the opening game of the season as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Beat Blackburn away the weekend.
Good team.
2-1, and they've got some players in their team, so it's going to be a difficult match.
Yeah, you say about Arsenal putting out the strongest squad they can. If you going on the team news with Kieron, Martinelli, Lacazette, potentially Aaron Ramsdale, Miguel Aziz there's talk that he may start. Martin Odegaard back in this team since his visa has been cleared. Who would you start? How would you set out your team?
Well, how I would start tomorrow is not Mikel Arteta. I'll be absolutely shocked if he's got to play the way that I want to play tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I would play. Do you want to hear my team?
I'd like to hear your team, Steve.
Yeah. Well, in goal, I'd put in Ramsdale. He's fit. There's no reason why he can't start. I would play him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be our number one goalkeeper. I think Arteta looks at him as the number one goalkeeper.
Yeah,
so But anyway, I just feel he's going to start tomorrow, or I would start him. I would go to the three at the back. I would play three at the back. Um, West Brom, they play 3-4-3, same as what Chelsea did the weekend, and you could see that the problems that Chelsea caused us. So I would match up with that. And if my three at the back would be Chambers, Holding, and probably a bit of a shock for some people, I would stick Kieron Tierney there.
He's done that role for Scotland.
He's done that role for Scotland,
Mm-hmm.
and I liked him when he played that way for Scotland. I thought he really had some good games in that position. Then, as we go into the midfield, I would play Xhaka, and then I would play on any Lokongas. I'm a bit split. I'm going to say Lokonga because I'm not going to swerve away from what I was saying regards to wanting to see this kid keep playing.
And going on that, after the Brentford game, he did look like the pace of the English Premier League took him by shock. But against Chelsea, he looked a lot sharper.
He was my man of the match against Chelsea.
Yeah, he looked a lot sharper, spraying balls, picking out players, winning tackles. I thought he had a good game.
He did have a good game. He had a really good game, and as I said, he was my pick for man of the match out of the Arsenal players, and you've just said it there. You know, he seems very, for his age, he seems a lot older for his age. If that's makes sense. He seems very assured on the ball.
Yeah,
the way he's got a few tricks, which I like to see, and he's strong, which you need. And with being so young, I thought he had a great performance against Chelsea. So I would carry on, keep playing him, just to keep, get him. He's not played in this league before. As you said, he weren't great against Brentford, excellent against Chelsea. And let's keep him in there, and let me even have another better game even against West Brom. As I say, next to him I would play Xhaka. Now, because we're playing I would play the three at the back. I would play Tavares on the left. Again, he came on as a sub against Chelsea with Balogun and Aubameyang, and I was quite impressed. He didn't have time to do a lot.
No, it's very raw. He's very raw, but he's got bags of pace, and he's fearless.
Exactly. So he can play down that left-hand side. And I think he can more than do the job. And on the other side, Pepe can play the other side. He's more than capable of playing on the right. He's played there many a times. And then the front three, I was Martin Odegaard with Emil Smith-Rowe together with Aubameyang up front.
All right, you've gone for a very, very strong squad. What changes do you think Mikel Arteta could make? I know he may not play the same team as you've put out there, but do you think he'll start Lacazette if he's available? Do you think he'll start Aubameyang if he's available? Surely, you'd think he would have started Aubameyang because Aubameyang's only had 2 half games, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Or 1 half game. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, he seems to be sort of blending in slowly.
Yeah.
Whether he needs that, he's the manager. He sees him day to day in training, so he would know. So I thought this would be the perfect game for Aubameyang.
Yeah.
To start. I don't think he'll play a back three. This is just what I would do. I think he'll stick with the back four, and he may bring in on Nenny. He may bring in Nenny, and it's going to be interesting to see what he does with Odegaard and Smith-Rowe. I've got this funny feeling he's going to rest Smith-Rowe, and maybe bring someone else in. We'll have to wait and see. But hopefully he plays Odegaard and Smith-Rowe together.
Yeah, that remains to be seen. But it's a game where there's so many different variables, so many different scenarios that we could play over in our head because of the start Arsenal had, because of the circumstances Arsenal have been in. No fault to their own with the likes of COVIDs and injuries. They've had a lot of players out, so I think we could see a mix. Potentially, we could see Xhaka maybe rested, not dropped, but rested. I think he may potentially think that there's nothing for Xhaka to prove in a game against West Brom. A job that he could do against West Brom is a job that El Nene could do. I could see him bringing in an Aziz. Aziz has looked very good in pre-season, and he really likes the kid as well. I know he's a big fan of him. And I could see him resting, not dropping Lokonga, resting, because I think Lokonga will come in against Man City as well. I see Odegaard starting, and I see Aubameyang starting as well. I think he may potentially rest Pepe and start Saka because he needs minutes, because he's been a bit not off form, but unfit. He's been unfit. He's not been match sharp. And that comes to the fact that he was playing in the final of the European Championships, and then literally a week of being back, he's playing in the first game of the season, which is madness. It shows the lack of depth in squad that we have, and the fact that he doesn't trust the likes of Reece Nelson, or that Reece Nelson's potentially going out and he doesn't want to get him injured, which would potentially stop a move from happening. So there's a lot of things that Arsenal need to do, a lot of changes Arsenal needs to make. But one important thing is they need to win tomorrow's game. It's integral they win tomorrow's game, because as we said at the start, you're setting yourself up for a verbal hiding from the fans, and there's going to be no way of getting out of it. Who would you put down as your key man, Steve?
Key man tomorrow. Ooh, key man tomorrow. I think it's going to be Aubameyang. Reason why I say that, I think he needs this game. I think he needs to be the key man. I think this is a game where he could come. No disrespect to West Brom, they're flying high at the top, but this is a game where he could get a couple of goals and set him up for the Manchester City game. And again, we go back to like what I said in the Chelsea game. It's we're always looking for that someone to score goals to win matches, because they've not been there, and Aubameyang needs to be the key man. So he's a key man, not for the fact that he's not due to the fact that I think he's going to go and score a hat-trick. That type of key man, just a key man that he needs to play well.
Yeah. I think what's important for Aubameyang and Arsenal as a team is that their main goal scorer, the person that they've hung their hat on over the last 3 seasons, starts bagging goals, because it's also a mental thing. As a player, if your top goal scorer for the last 3 or 4 seasons isn't scoring goals, then there's added pressure on the defence and the other players. Now, for a while, other players can take that. For a while, the defence can take that. But when you're truly looking at your man and thinking, he's not scoring, you're seeing lack of confidence, it's going to start putting pressure on you. Now, even the most strong-minded of people, after a while, will struggle under that pressure. It's inevitable. You can't. As a defence, Arsenal conceded like 39 goals in the Premier League last season. Yet how are they so low in the league? Because they weren't scoring goals. And you can only do that for a certain amount of time, not concede goals. Because and especially if you look at like this season and even last season, Arsenal were always going behind. So always having to trail back from going behind. They had to pull back that lead. So it'll be nice. And it will be added confidence for the players around him that if Aubameyang starts to bag a couple of goals, that there's that relax. They can relax and start playing football.
It'll lift other players. So
100%. 100%. And I think a lot of people have dismissed what Odegaard done last season. It's very easy to look at Odegaard coming in when Arsenal were 12th, 14th, whatever, and then saying, Arsenal only finished 8th. He got 2 assists and 1 goal. It's very easy to look at that. It's very easy to look at that and say that, but that's not the way football works.
It don't.
You couldn't. First of all, you can't pin all that on Odegaard to say that he's got to be the man that's going to lift Arsenal to going from 8th to 4th or 8th to 5th or whatever. That's absolute nonsense.
No.
Brain dead. No player does that. And then, well, the only player I've seen come even close to that is Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
And look how good he is. Like no one realised how good he was until they've seen him now, and he's still doing the same thing. So I think people need to take into account what the difference Odegaard can have on the team, what he can bring for the likes of Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe, Saka, even Smith Rowe. These players their games could change because of one player. But Arsenal do still need to add to that, which we will get into on the Arsenal show.
Yeah, we seem to have this type of squad where we seem to need one player to all of a sudden, start smashing it for the others to join him.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone seems to be waiting on someone to go and do something or do something special, show that bit of quality which lifts all the others. And when you look at that team, you're looking at probably only three players who are capable of possibly doing that, or maybe 4, but maybe Tierney if he's, with
and
his
how many of them are kids though? And how many of them are kids? And that's the thing.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
This is it.
You shouldn't be relying on your younger players to do the business. You should be having your experienced players start coming through and coming through.
It's time to stand up now.
It is. Stand up and be counted. It's now. Lacazette, Aubameyang. Even though Lacazette was a little bit of a saviour last season for some at some points, but that says a lot for Aubameyang's Lacazette's performances previously, and it says a lot for how everyone else is playing. So I know he can lift his game. I know all the rest can as well. Before we go, Steve, score predictions. What are you going for?
Score prediction. Like I said, West Brom, they're dangerous up front, leading goal scorers in the Championship. Normally play three across the front with Grant, Phillips, and Robinson. So they're gonna be dangerous. I mean, Furlong's always liable to get a goal as well. So I'm going to say they're going to get one, but I'm going to say that we're going to get 3, and we're going to come away with a 3-1 away win.
Right, 3-1 away win at the Hawthorns. Big game tomorrow for Arsenal. Steve has gone for a 3-1 victory.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Steve. No pressure. There's no pressure on Arsenal, but there is pressure on Arsenal. That's why we need a win. We need to take that. We need to take the momentum, if we do get a win tomorrow, into the game against Man City. Have a good performance against Man City, and then carry that on against Norwich and Burnley, because we need to start picking up points, people. No nonsense, because I don't like the bad vibes around Arsenal Football Club.
No.
And whether there's Arteta fans or Arteta out fans, the club needs to come together and we need to start winning. So that's what's important. All right. We will be filming a very, very interesting Arsenal show next. But thanks for everyone for watching. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
Yeah, pleasure, mate. Enjoyed it.
There's no outro today. There will be next time. Peace out. Stay safe. Watch it.